Okay guys, welcome to Talking News, and we have an update on the Andreen McDonald story. Now there's been some time since we really heard anything, and there's been a lot going on. It's just they're not really getting that information out there. They're trying to keep it private as possible, but we know that there's an 8-year-old daughter involved, and that 8-year-old daughter of Andre and Andreen McDonald, the San Antonio woman who went missing back in March 1st. They presume, some foul play with her, according to law enforcement, and they're saying that the child is in the center of a custody battle between her grandparents, court records show. So Andreen McDonald's father, Paul Anderson, the girl's maternal grandfather, filed a petition back in April 5th in Bexar County District Court, asking the judge to appoint him sole managing caretaker of the girl, as well as the couple's take care of the couple's property so he can help support the child. Their child has high functioning autism as well. According to this news article, the child requires a substantial care and personal supervision because of mental or physical disability and or because recent events surrounding the disappearance of her mother, the suit alleges. Edward Cano, I hope I pronounced that right, which is Andreen's father's attorney, said the petition was a routine measure to make sure the child is cared for in the absence of her parents. We do know the reason for this is their daughter, the girl's father, Andre McDonald, he was arrested for tampering with evidence and in connection to his wife's disappearance. He is also prohibited from contacting his daughter as a condition of his bond. They also are well aware that there is some word going around that the daughter may have seen what happened to her mother, and so they're trying to protect her and also protect the case. According to this source, Jean Brown, an attorney, represented, and I cannot say her first name, but it's Andreen McDonald's mother, Miss Smith, the girl's maternal grandmother, described the custody case in a much different light. She mentions, she split with Anderson several years ago and was unaware of Anderson seeking custody of the child until Friday, a week after the petition was filed. He did not tell my client about the suit, Brown said. She found out through a third party. Brown said Smith is in a better position to take care of the girl because she has been constantly involved in her upbringing. She said Anderson, who lives in England, visits their family about once a year. And I can tell you right now, there's a lot of videos supporting that fact that Miss Smith was very involved with the daughter's life. She was very involved with the family. So I don't understand the reasoning for Anderson, Mr. Anderson, wanting custody of the child. Okay, so according to Edward Cano, Anderson's attorney, Anderson filed the petition because he did not have access to the basic information regarding the girl's upbringing and McDonald's household. In the petition, he asked the judge for temporary or permanent caretaker for the daughter and also for the son-in-law's property. Quote, "It's important to know if the mortgage and lights will be paid where the girl lives," end quote, says Edward Cano, the grandfather's attorney. And according to his attorney, he declined to specify why Anderson is better fit than Miss Smith to take care of the girl. He said he didn't want to, make anybody look bad, basically, especially given that the family, what the family has been through. The only people who have legal say are the girl's mom and dad, he said. And that is why this case is being pursued. We can't leave this little girl in limbo. And I have to agree with this next statement that Mrs. Smith's attorney says. According to Brown, Miss Smith has been the primary caregiver for the girls since around 2011 when the daughter was born. So Smith helped with the couple's assisted living business and lived with them in their Timberwood Park area home. And the attorney goes on to say that it's not to say the parents weren't very involved helping with homework or whatnot, Brown said, but the grandmother was the primary caregiver for the child. So Brown said Anderson moved into the family home with his wife shortly after Andreen McDonald went missing. She said Smith allowed the move because they were both grieving. But it looks like he's trying to take advantage of that, to me, guys. So in recent weeks, Anderson has become withdrawn and rarely comes out of his room. So that doesn't sound good. She said Anderson has not helped take care of the girl who began acting out after her mother went missing. So, quote, I spoke to the girl's special education manager and teacher, and they both say that this little girl's behavior has changed since the incident, end quote, Brown said. Quote, she was head of her class. They said it was obvious someone at home spent a lot of time working with her, end quote. Okay, so I want to talk about this a minute. It just seems like this guy is just after something more than being helpful, which is shocking, considering what this family's going through. And the fact that he's not really helping or responsive or interacting in ways that could help. And what they're saying is that the little girl, this incident, this little girl has turned very dark, Brown added. She says things like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to cut you up. I'm going to burn you. So Edward Cano challenged Brown's description of Anderson's relationship with his granddaughter, saying he has been very involved with her care. He said Anderson has no plans to relocate the child or keep her away from her grandmother. Our main concern is getting her what she needs, he said. So earlier this week, Brown filed for an intervention in the custody case, asking for the judge to appoint Smith as the sole managing conservator of the girl and the couple's property. So the custody hearing is scheduled for Tuesday, at which time a judge is expected to issue a temporary order regarding the custody of the girl and access to the McDonald's property. Well, so Edward Cano said he hopes that Andre McDonald, who is defendant in this case, and the grandparents can come to an agreement. So Cano says, I've been anxious to confer with anyone who will talk to me if we can come to an arrangement as to what's in this girl's best interest. Mr. Anderson has come a long way and plans to be here temporarily to make sure that the girl's okay. Alrighty then, guys. Well, I read this with you guys. I didn't have time to research it, but I did want to get this out for you guys. And I can tell you right now, I am very shocked that this is where the grandparents are going and that Mr. Anderson is pushing such a thing. I'm hoping he has a really good reason versus, anything else I can come up with as to why he would do this, which would be for some kind of financial gain. I hope that's not the case. It's an idea, though. It's always a factor in such things. But however, okay, so we heard them saying that the girl is saying some pretty dark things. And something that came to my mind as I read that was the things that she was saying. Is this stuff she heard her father say? Where in the world would she get these ideas? Surely the girl is struggling and something is definitely wrong with her. And I hope that they're actually looking to seek a little bit more help than what we hear she's getting at the moment. That's some very serious words coming out of her mouth. We can only know that the girl must be devastated, especially considering the fact that she possibly seen, this kind of violence on a regular basis, and even the last time she seen her mother. But I really cannot believe this is where we're at this point, because we still haven't even located Andreen McDonald. And to be honest with you, there should have been a guardianship given to someone as soon as Andreen didn't come back home and the father was arrested. So I'm kind of curious as to what's going on with that. You also have the business that Andreen and Andre both were running. He's on house arrest, so he's not able to really do it. Probably maybe by phone he can do these things. But as long as he's not behind bars and he's capable, by law, he should have, he can take care of the house still, and also the businesses, unless, the grandparents want to fight him, which looks like that's the next step. And in order to get those businesses, firstly, you have to prove you're the better guardian, because the first person to get guardianship of the, their granddaughter or the daughter of Andreen McDonald will have the upper hand. Okay, that being said, I am very curious to hear what you guys think about it. So, what I always tell you guys, write it down in the comments and I will read it eventually. A lot of times my notices don't work, so I miss some, but I eventually find them. But what do you think? Which grandparent should get custody of the child? And, why do you think this is an issue between the two suddenly? Okay, but we're here now at the point where we haven't even found Andreen McDonald. We don't know where she's at. We don't know what's happened to her. We've had all those people still volunteering their time to go out there and search for her. And we just don't know anything. Anyways, I wanted to share the story with you guys. I have another story I wanted to work on and get out because I think it's important. I'm going to try to get that finished today and take tomorrow off. I want to wish you guys a happy Easter. And thank you for watching. And I will see you guys soon.